Hi guys, my name's Eve, and for those of you who haven't seen the first video, I suffer from depression. I have been for about a year now, and I actually wanted this video to be about how I came to have depression. Last year, in 2010, in late May, my grandfather had suddenly passed away. He was 61 years old, and he had a heart attack. Some kids that house were arguing, and he was trying to break them up and tell them to stop fighting and whatnot, and he had a heart attack. It was approximately 1:55-ish in the afternoon on a Thursday, where my dad got the call that my grandpa had a heart attack and was being rushed to the hospital. Approximately 5 to 10 minutes later, he got the call again that my grandfather had passed away. I was in the back seat, and all I heard him say was, "That's not funny, stop lying." I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't want to ask. My mom got into the car because we were picking her up from work so she can go to the doctor. She got in the car. My dad didn't say anything. She said, "What happened?" And he said, "Dad, a heart attack." And that's when he said he died, and tears instantly fell from my eyes. I didn't want to believe it, and it was just something that hit me. My aunt was at home alone when she got the call. My mom had called my uncle and told him to not tell my aunt because she was alone, nobody was there, and we didn't want her to do anything stupid. But it was too late. He had already called her and told her. And when my mom called my aunt, you could just hear screaming. You heard, like, no, my mom didn't have it on speaker or anything. You just heard her over the phone. And I was in the back seat, and I still heard it. She was just screaming hysterically, and still to this day, I still hear my aunt just screaming and screaming, saying, my dad's dead, my dad's dead," and she was just screaming, running back and forth, and my heart ached. Like right now, I felt like my heart just dropped. It was just a bad time. So thank God my mom's job was close to my aunt's house. We rushed over there. By that time, my uncle had known, and he picked up my cousin from school, and he had called his sister to go over there and check on my aunt and make sure she was okay. And by the time we got there, everybody was there, and I just see my aunt, and she shows up, and when we show up, she sees my dad, and she starts crying. She hugs him, she starts crying, and I see my younger cousin. Him and I are really close. We're a year apart, and so, we're really close, and we always used to take visits to my grandpa's house, and we used to always love it. And so he was there, and when I saw him, and he just opened his arms out to me, and he hugged me, and we just cried there. It was, it was really tough, because it was just, everybody was crying, and then I think seeing my aunt was probably the worst. She was, still hyperventilating, and just like, no, this can't be. And then, people were calling, "I'm sorry," and things like that, and it was just really bad. And so we had to go and do the funeral and everything, and the day of the funeral, I mean, it was just terrible. One, because I was there the entire time, and two, I couldn't bring myself to go through the doors and see his body laying there. It took me a while. They had to drag me in there because I didn't want to go. The first 15 minutes, it's for the immediate family first, and then they'll let everybody in. And when they said, okay, come on, let's go, I was walking towards the doors, and I just stopped myself because I couldn't go. I just couldn't. I just couldn't go through those doors and see him. And even when I was dragged through those doors, I couldn't look up. I would not look to where the body was, because I just didn't really accept it. I mean, I think still to this day, I'm still having a hard time accepting it. The funeral was bad, and so that happens in the summer. I get back to school, and it just doesn't get any better. I'm here, I'm alone. Well, not alone, I have my friends here and stuff, but I'm away from my family in this really difficult time. And it's just not getting better. Everywhere I turn, it's, something reminds me of him, and it's just really bad. And it got really bad to the point to where I was under my desk crying my eyes out, curled up in the fetal position. It was really bad. My roommates had to come out and drag me out of from under my desk and put me in my bed. It was really bad. And that's when I said, okay, I need to see somebody because this is a problem. I went to go talk to the counselor they have here at school. He was okay for a while, but then, I don't know, I just didn't feel satisfied with it anymore. But he did suggest me to a doctor, and the doctor said that I had depression, and I was on some pills, but I stopped taking them because I thought I was getting better. But actually 2 days ago, it was just really bad. It just started up again. Everywhere I went, everything I did, it was reminders and reminders of either the funeral or the day he died, or just I was hyperventilating. I was really, really bad. And that's when I decided, I need to talk to someone again. But again, I don't want to bother my roommates because they have their own crap to deal with. They don't need mine. So, for anyone out there who's listening and who has had a death in the family that's affected them so bad, feel free to share your story. Hopefully, this could be a support group. As I said, everybody says you need to talk to someone. Well, there's nobody there to talk to. So if you guys are going through some issues and you feel like you have to talk, feel free. And if not, you can always inbox me if you don't want to comment or anything. Just anything that you're going through, just know that you're not alone. There are people out there with similar issues, with just issues in general, and we can get through this. I just have to remind myself that we can get through this. But that's it. Hope you all have a happy Halloween and take care of yourself.